So hey guys, this is going to be kind of like a little informal video. This video was requested that I do this video after I showed you guys that I had recently gotten an upgrade on my phone and got the iPhone 6 Plus. Anyway, it was requested that I do this video, kind of like a review video after having the phone for a while. Now I actually got this phone, I've had this phone for about a month. So this is pretty much going to be a review on the iPhone 6 Plus after having it for a month. So if you're curious to know my thoughts on this phone now, definitely stay tuned and I will let you guys know. First, I'm going to start out by saying, like kind of doing like a size comparison, because I know that when I was trying to decide between the Samsung Galaxy S5 or the iPhone 6 Plus, I was very, very curious to the size. And a lot of times you can look on YouTube and you could get people to kind of, you know, you could see the size of the phones and everything, but they don't really hold them up to like kind of compare them with like other phones and stuff. I mean, at least the videos that I saw didn't do that. But I'm going to go ahead and show you. So this is the iPhone 6 Plus, and I got the white, and I guess they call this like the rose gold or something. It's just the gold one. This one is the 64 gigabytes, and I actually switched from the iPhone 4S. So here is pretty much my iPhone. This is my old phone. It's the iPhone 4S. I just had it in black. And here is the size comparison. So here is the iPhone 4S. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see. Let me put it to the bottom of the phone. There is pretty much the size comparison, how big this phone is compared to the iPhone 4S. It's pretty big, and it's actually like you can put the iPhone 4S in the iPhone 6 Plus and still have that much phone left over. The iPhone 4S just in the center of the iPhone 6 Plus's screen, with some extra left over. So technically the black part of the iPhone 6 Plus, the black screen part, is bigger than the entire iPhone 4S. So that's just like a little size comparison there. There's like backwise size comparison. I don't know if you guys can tell there with my fingers in the way, but I really like, there's a huge difference in size as far as with the 4S. Now I can't show you guys the size comparable with the 5S because I've never had a 5S. I just went straight from the 4S to the 6 Plus. So that's the size comparison with the 4S. As far as the things that I do really like about this phone, the very first thing that I like about this phone is its size. I am the type of person that I love to have a larger phone because I do so much on my phone. I do blogging, I read blogs, I read like different tech articles, I watch makeup videos, I like to play games, but with my iPhone 4S it was so small that I did not have hardly any games on this phone because it was just too tiny. I kept all of my games that I would play on my iPad. So when I got this phone, that has changed now. Like, I have quite a bit of games on this phone, and I play games on this phone more than I do my iPad now. And I really think that if you were to choose to get a larger phone like this, that if you have an iPad, for me, speaking from experience, it's definitely an iPad killer, because I don't really find myself gravitating towards my iPad anymore. Hardly ever. Like, now it's just so much more convenient to do it on my phone because it is bigger now and it's so much more enjoyable. So it's definitely an iPad killer for me. I don't really reach out too much for my iPad anymore unless I'm like going to watch Netflix or something, or a movie or something like that. Then I'll watch it on my iPad because it is still a larger screen. But other than that, YouTube videos and stuff, all that stuff's on here now, and I don't really reach for my iPad much. Okay, so I'm going to start out with kind of talking a little bit about the phone for those of you guys that may be wanting to buy it or know a little bit more about it. The front screen, you have your camera up here. The front camera, I will say that the front camera on this phone is absolutely amazing. If you're someone that has like one of the older iPhones, like the iPhone 4S, especially the iPhone 4, you know that your front camera isn't that great. It's kind of pixely, it's kind of fuzzy. This one is not like that. Like, the front camera on this phone is just as good, in my opinion, as the back camera. it's very, very hard for me to tell a difference between the pictures when I take one with the front as opposed to the back camera. So I really like that. Also, the video quality on this phone is absolutely outstanding. If you get this phone there and you're like the type of person that, you know, likes to vlog and things like that, and if you do your own YouTube videos, in my opinion, there is no need for another camera. This camera is amazing on this phone. It is so clear. It is just like, it's so crisp, and so like the sound quality on this phone is so amazing. The speakers on this phone are so incredibly loud. Like, oh my gosh, I just can't even believe how loud the speakers are, especially when I'm listening to like my music on Pandora or something. The speakers are just so loud. Like before with my iPhone 4S, I used to have to like put this in a cup just so it would, you know, make it louder for me to hear in an opposite room. But with this phone, I don't have to do that anymore. The speakers are amazing. For me, another thing that I really, really like about this phone is the touch screen. Like the little fingerprint scanner, how you can unlock it with your finger. I know that the 5S's and stuff had that, but I didn't have one, so I was stuck with just always hitting my home button, which kind of wears out the home button after a while. So I really like the fact that I can just unlock my phone with the tap, like holding my finger down. That's really awesome to me. Another thing that I really like about the iPhone 6 Plus is that you get so many rows of icons. I hated the iPhone 4S and how you can only put like 4 little tiny rows of icons, and that was pretty much it. This, on the iPhone 6 Plus, you get 6 total rows of icons in the standard view form. However, if you want to do a zoomed, you can actually change your screen to where your screen will look more zoomed. So if you kind of don't have that great of eyesight, or you just like seeing things a bit bigger, you could put it on the zoom mode, and the icons will get bigger and the text will get bigger, but it will take away 1 row of icons at the bottom. So instead of seeing 6 rows, you will only see 5 rows on your phone. Really like it too, because with the iPhone 6 Plus, I don't think the iPhone 6 does this. I don't know, I'll have to ask my husband, because my husband actually got the iPhone 6. But with the iPhone 6 Plus and it being so big, they made it to where you could double tap on your home button to bring your apps down so you could reach the ones at the top a little bit better. Now, I personally haven't really saw the need to use this feature, because when I'm using my phone, I don't really hold it to where, like, I don't know, like I don't really try to reach up there to do it. Normally when I'm using my phone, I'm holding it with this hand and I'm doing it like this. I'm not one of those people that hold it like this and text with both my thumbs. I just don't do that. I text with one finger and I hold it, you know, like this and text like that. So I haven't really had the need to use that particular feature, but it's just really, really nice that it's there. Also, with the iPhone 6 Plus, as opposed to the 6, there is one difference. They have put a feature in here, I guess it's called landscape mode, to where your icons, when you're looking at it like this, so if you want to hold your phone sideways, you could turn it and your entire screen turns to where you could actually see all of your icons, your apps and stuff, your pages, sideways on the phone. So if that's something that you think you might like, they do have this feature. I personally find that feature very annoying, because if I'm holding my phone and I'm like talking or whatever and moving my hand, the icons turn, and when I go to bring it back to use my phone, I have to, you know, kind of jiggle my phone to get them back to being straight, because I just prefer it this way. To me, that's annoying. But the good thing about it is if you're someone that doesn't like that, all you have to do is pull up on your little bar down here, and you will see the little lock right there on the end, and that just locks your phone to where when you tilt your phone, the icons will not turn. It will lock them to where they will not turn. So I just keep my lock on, and that way I never have to worry about, you know, constantly having to jiggle my phone to get my icons back the same way. But you may be someone who really does like that feature, and if so, then this phone does have that feature. I really like the clarity of the screen on this phone. Like I said, my husband has the iPhone 6. Now, I don't really know if there's a difference in like the screen, I don't know what they call it, but like not the screen resolution, but just like the clarity of the screens. I don't know if there's like a different like pixel, a difference in like the pixels or anything like that as far as the screen goes between the iPhone 6 and the 6 Plus. But for me, looking at my husband's phone and looking at my phone, it seems to me like the iPhone 6 Plus is more clearer than the iPhone 6. Like it just looks more crisp, more clear. It looks, oh my gosh, I just opened an app. It looks a lot more clearer, a lot more defined. Also, the color of things on this phone is outstanding. I know that with my iPhone 4S, I really didn't notice it because that was all I was used to seeing. But once I got the iPhone 6 Plus, it was just like crazy how low the saturation was on the iPhone 6 Plus as opposed to the iPhone, or as on the 4S as opposed to the iPhone 6 Plus. The saturation and the brightness and the richness of the colors on this phone are absolutely phenomenal, and it really makes using apps like Instagram so much better because the pictures are so clear and so crisp and so bright and pretty. I just really like that about this phone a lot. Also, just to kind of touch on the durability of the phone, I know that when I was thinking about getting the iPhone 6 Plus, I watched a lot of videos on this phone, whether or not people thought it was very durable or not, because I never had any problems with my iPhone 4S as far as like overly dropping it. I did drop it like a couple of times, but thankfully I had a pretty sturdy case on it and it protected it. As you guys can see, it still looks like a brand new phone, and I had it for like 3 years. When this phone first came out and everyone was like kind of complaining and talking like, oh well, you know, it bends. That's the first thing, the first negative thing that I heard about this phone. It kind of freaked me out a little bit. I was like, oh my gosh, it bends. And it is a lot thinner, as you guys can see. Like, it's pretty thin compared to like one of the normal iPhones. It's very thin. So that worried me a bit, and I was like, well, you know what, I don't really want my phone to break because this is a pretty expensive phone. So I watched a lot of videos about people reviewing it, whether or not they had any experience with it bending and things like that. And I have to say that after having it for a month, I've never noticed anything. I've never noticed this phone being bent. As you guys can see, my phone is not bent at all. I put this phone in my front jeans pocket a lot. When I first got this phone, I went with probably about a week or so without even having a case on this phone. And I was constantly putting it in and out of my pockets, throwing it in and out of my purse, and I never had any issues with the phone bending at all whatsoever. So I would just say, like, with a normal, like, taking care of the phone, just take care of it, it's not going to bend on you. Like, I don't know what those people were doing to make their phone bend. I mean, I don't know if they sit on it or, you know, were sitting on it or what they were doing, but this, to me, I don't really think that this would bend too easily unless you're like actually misusing the phone and just not taking care of it. Just like with anything, if you don't take care of anything, something's going to happen to it. It's going to break in some way, shape, or form. So as long as you're taking care of your phone, then I don't really foresee you having any issues with bending. Another thing that I am absolutely in love with this phone is the battery life. This has one of the largest batteries on the market today, and that is like kind of a pro and a con. The con is because it takes longer to charge this phone than what it does the normal iPhones. Like my husband, like I said, he has the iPhone 6, and he could put his on charge at 20%, and within a half an hour it's already back up to like 80%. But if I was to put mine on charge at 20%, within a half an hour mine would probably only be like 40%. So it would probably be like half of what his is. So that's the only con about it. But that being said, the pro definitely outweighs the con because you don't have to charge it as much. I could get up and charge my phone overnight up to 100%, and depending on how much I'm using it throughout the day, which is quite frequently, like a lot. Like I said, I watch YouTube videos. I'm constantly on Facebook. I'm constantly on Twitter and Instagram like crazy. Just like reading my Kindle, my Bible, and all that kind of stuff. Like, this phone is pretty much attached to my hip 24/7 pretty much. And I use it a lot. So I can get this phone off charge at 100% every single morning. And by the time that I go to bed, it'll still be like 40-some%. It's very, very, very good battery life. So it's definitely one of those phones where, you know, you could take it to work and be on it a lot and not have to worry about taking your charger with you in case your phone dies. That is a major, major plus with this phone, is the battery life. It's absolutely outstanding. Another con that isn't really a con for me, it just kind of, it doesn't really bother me, it just worries me a little, is the camera. The camera, as you guys can see, I don't know if you guys can see there, but it sticks up. Like the little camera part back here, it sticks up. Whereas the other iPhones, you guys can see the camera back there, it doesn't. It's flush with the phone. It kind of worries me a little bit because I think, well, is it going to be more prone to scratching the camera or damaging it in some way? But to be honest with you, like I said, it just goes back to taking care of your phone. As long as you're not like slamming it on tables or bumping it up against stuff, or dropping it excessively all the time, I don't really foresee there being any kind of problem even with the camera doing that. Especially if you're the type of person to keep a case on your phone. Like, I normally, my favorite kind of cases to keep on my phone is like the little silicone cases, or the plain snap-on cases like this. This is actually the one that I have on my phone right now. I just took it off for the sake of this video so you guys could see the phone a little bit more. But if you have a case on it, a lot of the cases are pretty thick. A lot of the cases for these phones are pretty thick around the camera area now, and it kind of overcompensates for that. So it will actually, the case will cover the camera part, and it'll be so thick right there to where even if your phone lays flat on the table, your actual camera, even though it's sticking up, will never touch the table because the case is protected. So like I said, it all goes back to taking care of your phone and just being cautious. So that's pretty much all that I could tell you guys for a review after having it for a month. I love this phone so much. It is my baby. I do not regret choosing iPhone over Android at all. I know that there are so many Androids out there that are absolutely amazing, but I myself just had a really bad experience with Android. I don't like the Google Play market. I think it's horrible. I don't think that it's very secure. There's so much, like, so many apps that they allow to go through their market that isn't secure. They're like hackers. It's just crazy. But ever since switching to iPhone like 3 years ago, I think it was 3 years ago, maybe even 4, I've had no issues with any type of app that I've downloaded from the Apple market, and I've downloaded a ton. I can rest assured you guys that. If you guys want to see how many apps I have on my phone, definitely go check out what's on my iPhone video that I just put up. You guys can see how many apps I have on my phone. Like, I literally have over 100 apps that I've downloaded for my phone. I've never had any issues whatsoever, not on this phone and not on my 4S. So I really think that the Apple market is extremely secure. I just really, really like it a lot. I love how, you know, when you go to download an app, it will ask you to sign in with your ID password. So if your kid gets a hold of your phone and they're going to the market trying to get apps, and you know, it's going to ask them for that password, and if they don't know that password, they're not going to be downloading any app, whether it's free or whether it's paid. So that's a good security feature. I just really, really, really like this. I like this phone. I'm definitely an iPhone girl. I love Apple. I love, love, love Apple. I can't say enough good things about them. There are some, you know, Androids that look very, very interesting, like the Notes. I think those look amazing, but there again, the Google Play market just kills it for me. I just don't really think that that market is that secure at all whatsoever, and I just really like the Apple market better. So I will be sticking with iPhone. I'll probably have this phone for years to come because I don't see me wanting to change from this phone. It's just too amazing. I love it so much. It's taken the place of pretty much all of my cameras. It's what I vlog with now, all my pictures. It's just really, it's amazing. It's like your very own little phone computer, and it's just amazing, and I love it to death, and it's just I love it. There's only, like I said, a couple cons that I mentioned that I don't like about it, but the pros definitely outweigh the cons, and I would definitely recommend this phone. If you're thinking about getting either a 6 or 6 Plus, honest to goodness, if you don't mind the bigger phone, I would say the iPhone 6 Plus is the way to go, because it just has more features even than the 6. Like I said, with like the tapping, bringing the apps down, with the twist and the turn, like if you want to see your apps in landscape mode. Like I said, to me, it may not be this way, but the screen looks clearer to me than my husband's 6. The 6s are amazing. My husband's phone is a very, very good phone. It looks really, really great, but compared to my 6 Plus, it just, I just love the 6 Plus so much. So those of you who requested this video and wanted to see my thoughts on this phone after me having it for a while, I hope this pretty much answered any questions that you were having. If it didn't, and anyone watching this video right now, if you guys have other questions that I didn't talk about, definitely leave them in the comments below, and I would be more than happy to answer those questions for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what type of phone you have. If you have the iPhone 6 Plus, let me know what you think about it, what your thoughts are on it. If you have the iPhone 6, let me know as well. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. It would really help me a lot, and I would really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. If you're new to my channel and you're watching my videos for the very first time, please, please, please subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate that very much as well. Follow me on my social media below. Definitely Twitter and Instagram are my jam. I'm on there all the time. You guys can always reach me on Twitter and tweet me, and I'll get back to you almost immediately. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.